Hello everyone, welcome back to another cooking video. Today we are going to be making
peanut butter oatmeal granola bars. Now, the first thing you basically have to do is just get 3 cups of old-fashioned oatmeal. Now, if you do see here, she was struggling a little bit because as she was trying to get it in the little measuring cup, there was some that was falling out of it. But it doesn't really matter. We just put it in.
Yeah, I mean, it was a struggle, to get it out. I was trying to put the measuring cup in the container to see if I could scoop it, but there was a lot less, so I couldn't really scoop anything into the measuring cup. But I tried my best.
It really is a struggle.
And that was, I believe, the last cup. Yeah, that was the last cup. I was showing you guys what oats that I use, which is the old-fashioned.
And so here, the next thing you basically got to do is get 3/4 of peanut butter. Now,
3/4 cup.
3/4 cup of peanut butter. Now you do see here, oh my goodness.
But yeah, I was pressing it down, trying to get it exactly at 3/4 cup to make sure it was in there. But it was like a struggle trying to get off this whole video is gonna be a struggle actually. So I'm trying to press down the peanut butter down to 3/4 cup so I can make sure it's exactly at 3/4 cup. So you see on the bottom it's kind of melted. We put it in for a couple seconds in the microwave so it can be exactly at 3/4 so we can actually see better
Of the measurements, even though the peanut butter on the spoon did not want to come off, but eventually it did come off. Squish it a little bit so that we can get that measurement of 3/4 cup, and then after that we just move forward with more struggling.
Pushing it down more.
Push it off, push it.
And then I finally just scooped all the peanut butter out of the measuring cup. You see it was easily coming out because of the bottom part was kind of already melted. So it made it easier to scoop it out, but it was still a struggle getting it off the spoon. Trying to get as much as I can out. And bam, there you go, all that peanut butter.
And so here we're showing that we're gonna get you 1/3 of a cup of syrup. Now this time we did use Hungry Jack maple syrup. And once we did get that 1/3 of a cup, we just drizzled it or just pour it all over it, just so we can get that sweetness. I mean, you can substitute it for honey or you can use sugar-free syrup. I would say it just depends on preference, but other than that, 1/3 of a cup is all you're basically going to need for these granola bars.
Check out that syrup action.
That's making me hungry.
So now we're moving on to putting the toppings in the granola. So I put in a 1/2 cup of pecans, and it says it's already chopped, but I wanted to make it more finely chopped.
After putting that in there, the thing that we are using is like a ninja blender. It's like a ninja blender, right?
Yeah.
That allows you to, basically to chop more. But then we did decided to put in some almonds where there was a struggle with opening the bag.
Yes.
Almonds is my favorite, I just gotta say. And we did put the amount that we want for the almonds. Even though the almonds was already sliced, we want them exactly how we want the pecans. That's just chopped, finely chopped.
Yeah. I was trying to get exactly a 1/2 cup of it in there. chop it with a ninja.
Enjoy the view.
Now you see that's how finely chopped I made it. Super tiny.
Almost like a powder type substance. There were some of it that got stuck within, I guess, the edge of the circle towards the bottom, where we would need to scoop them out to put the rest in the metal bowl. But after that, we definitely will show you what it looks like with all the ingredients not mixed together, but all in the same bowl before mixing it all together.
Yeah. So I got a spatula to pour everything in. And so now there you go. So now we had some cranberries and we poured also a half a cup, but then we just decided to pour the whole entire bag in there. The struggle was also real there as well.
And it was trying to get the cranberries out just so that we can get half a cup.
And one just plopped out on the counter, but don't worry, we threw that away.
You know, you gotta stay clean.
There you go, all the ingredients in there.
And so now the final thing that we did was we added 2 eggs before mixing them. Eggs does help when it comes to keeping everything together, as well as putting them in the oven for a certain amount of time so that it can act like an adhesive with everything together.
And so now we're gonna basically mix it with the spatula. Sorry, I put the light there so you guys can see it better. And so I was mixing it with the spatula. It was kind of a struggle mixing it with the spatula. I do recommend trying to do it with the mixer because it'll make it easier than using a spatula.
So here you'll see what it looks like with everything all mixed up completely before we put it on aluminum foil on a baking pan.
So we're dumping all of the mixture onto the pan. You can use wax paper or any type of non-stick paper, foil paper, as long as it's safe for the oven.
You want to burn it down.
Exactly. So I'm putting every single grain from that bowl onto the pan. Didn't want to leave anything behind.
Use every ingredient for the entire pan.
So I'm patting it down to a shape that you will see, which is basically like a square.
And you will see the finished product. Well, not really. It is a square. That's the shape that we went with. Well, basically we have to before putting it in the oven so that it could bake at 350 degrees Fahrenheit for about between 14 to 17 minutes. But this time we put it in for 15 minutes.
Actually, it was 14 to 16, and we put it for 15 minutes into the oven.
I should be fired.
So yeah, there you go. You see it in the oven, baking.
And then after that, after the time, we took it out, and you basically have to let it cool completely before you're able to even start cutting out the shapes for the granola bars. So we took it out of the oven, set that aside, and let it cool down completely.
And there it goes, completely cooled down. We tried to use the rolling pin most of the time, but I think it was easier with the knife. You can see him struggling with the rolling pin.
Oh yeah, definitely struggling there because it was getting stuck within in the middle, or maybe because either like the sides were too hard, or maybe the slicer was too dull. But using a knife that you see here was a lot easier because all we basically had to do is just put it in a place that we want it to be, and then just press it down.
Yes, and we made it in the shape of a rectangle. So we made 14 in total of the granola bars, but you can make it any shape you want. You can make it into squares or anything you want. We just decided just to do them like regular granola bars into rectangles.
Just so that we can actually package them in snack bags, so that we can keep them as a snack, like between meals, or like for breakfast or anything like that.
Yeah, but these were actually for my sister that we're making them for, so we put them in the baggie so she can take with her.
And you see here that after a while, after using the slicer, nothing was basically getting done. So we switched over to the knife, and it worked wonders rather than the piece of slicer. All we basically have to do is put it in like a dent that we made, and just push it down to create that shape. It actually made things go a lot faster and made things a whole lot easier for us for these shapes that we wanted to come up with.
So here I'm showing you what kind of bags I use, which is the rectangular portion bags, and obviously the rectangles, and is the same exact shape as how we wanted our granola bars. Some did fall apart, but I think it's because when it was still hot, I moved it, so it kind of cracked like 3 of them, but the rest were perfectly fine. And so I'm here showing you guys all the ones that I put in the baggies.
Yeah, you can definitely do this at home. It's very, very easy and very quick to do. It's very simple ingredients, just oats, peanut butter or almond butter. It doesn't really matter. Like I said, it's preference. Egg, or you can either put chocolate chip, fruits, or anything like that. Or after you bake it, you can drizzle chocolate, like either dark chocolate. I can't even speak. Dark chocolate with sea salt to basically give that very dark, rich taste to the granola bars.
Yes, so that was the last one that I was showing you guys. And so that is it. So thank you guys for watching our cooking video, and hope you guys subscribe, like, and turn on your bell notifications so you'll never miss any of our other videos.
And with that being said, we are out.
See you in the next ride. Peace.